Okay, we are recording. I'm gonna do a little drum roll for the people.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, okay.
What's up, everybody? Welcome again to Inside the Actor's Garage. And today we are very, 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 very honored to be interviewing today my uncle, Uncle Ronnie. He is the brother of Raymond Hurrey. We've been doing several interviews on my dad with people in our family, people in his life, family in his life that really knew him, so we could understand that even though my father was part of the Last Poets, and they were revolutionary, the originators of hip hop, he was the percussionist. He passed that talent to me. But what we want to share with the world is that Dad had even a bigger life past the Last Poets. You know, that wasn't his whole life. He had a family. From what I understand, he was very loving. The things I can remember, you know, because he passed away when I was, I think, 6. It was in 1981.
I can still remember you climbing up into the bed.
Really?
Just like it was yesterday.
Get out of here.
I walked into the room behind you, and you jumped up in the bed and was yelling, "Dad, Dad."
Really? So that was after he passed. I was just broken down.
Yeah, because we rushed. We got the call from the hospital, and we jumped in the car. We jumped in my car and we drove, and he already had passed, and the nurse was in the room.
Yeah.
And she had put the covers over him, and then she pulled the covers back so she said, "I want you to see him for the last time before we take him downstairs to the morgue." And that's when she pulled the covers back. You jumped up into the bed with him, and I was right behind you. I'm starting to get
No, it's okay, man. Even me too, Uncle Ronnie. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's an emotional interview. I mean, even Colette kind of broke a little bit too. Just for remembering him is tough. For me,
things like that you never forget. That's why I can remember your exact actions. You know, that when that happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you know, and we didn't touch you or nothing, just until the nurse came back in and she said, "Okay, we have to bring him down now." You know.
I didn't know that, man. Thanks for sharing that, Unc. I never knew it.
Yeah.
Because do you know the last thing I remember, Uncle Ronnie? I don't even remember that moment. I remember getting the call at our house and how Colette,
that's what I'm saying. We got the call at the house that said he passed.
So you were with us in Goldsboro when we got that call.
You know what's so weird? I was at work, and all of a sudden something hit me in the chest as I was walking.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh shit, Mac is hurting."
Yeah.
I called up and I said, "Mac, you all right?"
Yeah.
He said, "Why are you asking?" I said, "I just felt something here in New York." I said, "You sure you all right?" He said, I'm okay. That night, Ann called me and said he walked into the wall.
No.
And from that, I jumped in the car, went straight down.
So
he wasn't all right.
He wasn't. And because, of course, then, and for the audience that are watching, my father passed away he had a malignant brain tumor that they could not catch in time to help him.
By the time I had gotten there, because it took me 11 hours to drive, the doctor brought me in and showed me an x-ray. He said, "See that little pinhole?" He said, "That's a tumor." I mean, it was the size of a pencil tip.
Yeah.
He said, "We're going to do a biopsy." Should have refused it, but I didn't know nothing then. I didn't know once air hits a tumor, it spreads like wildfire. So they did the biopsy like 7 in the morning. That afternoon, the doctor called me back and said, "Oh my God, he's just the size of a golf ball now."
Whoa.
From a pinhead to a golf ball. Then the next morning,
he passed.
When they called us and said he had passed.
So you were in Goldsboro, Uncle Ron?
Yeah.
Were you staying at our house?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was sleeping in the living room.
What? Do you know? Who was with you? Was Liz with you?
Nobody. I drove down by myself.
Also, you hit it. When you got that call, you came straight.
I jumped straight in. I had waited till I got off work, jumped straight in the car. Boom, and I was gone.
Uncle Ronnie, do you know I didn't know? Listen, here's what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I remember getting the call at the house. I want to think it was a Sunday morning because Colette answered the phone and she just started busting out crying.
Yeah.
She was like, no. That's what I remember as a kid. And I remember crying because I knew that call was saying Dad passed.
Yeah.
But I do not remember you there. I don't remember going to the hospital and me jumping up on the bed. That is, that's amazing.
Because you jumped in my car.
Really?
You know, we didn't wait. You jumped in my car. Because I had nobody with me, you know.
Yeah.
Because matter of fact, after he passed, I had to jump back in the car and head to New York to pick up my suit, Liz, and I had to pick up Liz. Because I got stopped driving back doing 80, and I showed the cop my shield, and I said, my brother just passed. I'm trying to make time.
Yeah.
You know, I have to turn right around and come back. He said, okay. He said, at this such an exit, there's another cop. So slow down when you hit the other cop at such and such an exit by King's Dominion. He said, there's another cop by
in
King's
Virginia.
Dominion.
Yeah, King's Dominion.
So he said, I don't want you to get caught up with time.
Right.
He pulled over there. So he said, after that, he said, it's clean all the way to hit on New Jersey Turnpike. And I had my shield in my pocket. So I was hauling ass. I picked up Liz. You know, by that time, Colette and them had let Liz know. Picked up Liz and we turned right around, came back, and I think Daryl had picked up PD. You know, PD didn't drive.
Right, I remember Daryl. Right, PD faintly, but I definitely remember Daryl because he used to.
Right, Daryl had the van, so Daryl picked up PD, and rest is history. You know, and I think Clemmy caught the bus down.
Yeah.
Clemmy caught the bus down.
I do remember Liz and Clemmy being there while he was sick and helping, cooking, but they must have went back.
Well, Liz went back with me, and I don't know how Clemmy got back because I just don't remember. But I'm pretty sure Clemmy didn't fly, so we must have put her on the bus going back to Mobile. Right.
Yeah, I did not know you were there, Uncle Ronnie. That's good to know.
Wow. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think Lionel's the only one that showed up, you know, from here.
Right.
You know, for Mac's funeral.
So Ayana was in New York. Was she with Marisa?
She was at Marisa's house.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Because I was staying with Liz then.
Okay.
We had separated. Me and Marisa.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. That's why I came down by myself.
Invaluable. I'm glad to know that. And these are the kind of things it's important.
I mean, looking back, you'll remember, but right now you probably just didn't remember that.
Yeah.
But because I'm picturing it in my head as I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You know, when we hit the doorway of the room, I'll never forget that. You know, me and Mac were like this. You know, I was closer to him than my oldest brother.
You know? Now, I don't even know about the oldest brother.
Yeah.
Because you and Dad
6 years apart, and me and Ernest Jr. 10 years apart.
Okay, but you and Dad have different fathers.
Yes.
Okay, got you. Right.
Yeah.
But you and your oldest it's Ernest. You and your oldest.
Ernest is the
And then there's 6 years between you and Dad, but Dad was older.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ernest Jr. was 10 years older. Matter of fact, at the time Mac passed, Ernest Jr. had moved to California.
You
know.
Man, I didn't know, man. I'm going to show right now, Uncle Ronnie, for the folk at home, and you'll be able to see this. What I'm going to do is share the screen. You'll see what's on my screen, photos of Dad, so everybody knows who we're talking about, even though I do this with everyone I'm interviewing. Yeah. So I'm going to share this screen. Okay, and I'm gonna click here. So you should be able to see this. I'm going to this PowerPoint. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
And from the beginning. So yeah, I think Colette told me yesterday this photo it had nothing to do with the last poets. Colette said this was the culture movement stuff because she said y'all mostly did dance and drum and song. That's it. No dancing.
Right. Right.
And
You
all
know,
these
we
years I
went.
thought this was poets. It's not.
You know, one of the times that I used to carry the drums in my car, in the
Yeah.
trunk of my car all the time, just in case Mac wanted to run into something and play. And we went to a place in Brooklyn, 10 Clavel Place, where they used to have all the African parties and this and that. And they had a group called House and Elijah that showed up this one day. And
And that was his album name.
You remember them?
No, that was Dad's album name on the Poets, Nalaja.
I know, but this group was called House and Elijah, and they came with dances and everything. They had like 20 dancers. They had 8 people playing drums. So Max said, "You got the drums in the trunk?" I said, "Yeah, why?" He says, "Man," he said, "they're supposed to be playing African songs, and they're playing Wawanko." You know?
Yeah.
He said, "Let's take them off the stage." So
For real?
Mac went up to the owner of the club and said, "Can we play during the interlude?" So he said, "Sure." Just so happened, a guy that happened to be in the club at the time was named Tashangi. He had his own group, and he was saying to Mac, "This motherfucker ain't playing." Excuse my language.
No, you fine.
This motherfucker ain't playing no African music. He said they're playing Wawanko, you know, which was Latin. You know, he said, "Let's take them off." So he says, "I'll go get my shaker from the car." And Max said, "Go get our drums." And I went and got the drums from the trunk. And we started playing. And the House and Elijah dancers started dancing to our music.
Really?
Started dancing our music. Then Tashangi went off on the shaker ray. I mean, I never seen a guy play it so well as I saw that night. I mean, I had to turn around and say, "Holy shit." You know, how did he learn to play this thing that well? And after that, House and Elijah never came back on. And we ended up playing the rest of the night there. You know, the owner said
they never came back on.
They never came back on.
And what was this guy's name that played the shaker egg?
Tashangi.
Tashangi.
I don't know how to spell it, but his name was Tashangi. He had a dance group also.
But
I didn't know that Mac knew him. You know, because when he said to Mac, "Let's take them off," you know, he said they're not playing the real music, because just like Mac said, they were playing drums to Wawanko, you know. And I said, "Oh man."
Did Dad know him?
He had met Tashangi, yeah.
See, because the art circle is small. Probably even back then, the drummer circle was not a lot of dudes.
You know how small the world is? I worked with a guy in Bellevue Hospital.
Yeah.
And he says, "Your name's Hurrey?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Your brother taught me how to play Conga." And this is a white guy.
Yeah.
I say, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
He says, "No, man." He says, "I know your brother. His name is Raymond." I said, "Yeah." I said, "When did he teach you?" He said, "In Woodside." I said, "When did you live in Woodside?" He said, "I didn't." He said, "I used to travel to Woodside to learn from Mac how to play the drums on the benches outside of our apartment in the projects."
That's right. Right there in the courtyard.
Yep. Hey, I didn't know that Mac went out, you know, teaching people at that time.
Right.
I'm talking about, this is 1985.
No, it couldn't have been 85. He had passed. You mean 75?
Right.
So it's like 1970. Because, see, I was born in 73.
Yeah. And Yana was born in 71.
That's right, because Yana's older than me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. And those were good times. Do you remember when he first got into drumming, Uncle Ronnie? Like, into the Conga?
Oh, wow. That's a long time. Mac started when he was young. Because, first of all, Mac started because he can dance. He was the ultimate Latin dancer. I mean, Mac used to dance with 3 at the same time, and it was unbelievable. The way he was with Latin, that's the way I was with the hustle. I don't know how we started with the dance, but
yeah,
I used to keep my dance shoes in the trunk of my car in case I was challenged. And Mac used to do the same thing. Women used to walk up, "I want the next dance. I think I can better you." Oh,
Really?
Yep.
And do you know what? I know you're telling the truth because I think it was Colette or somebody with the group that told me in the rehearsals in North Carolina, Dad, sometimes he would break away from the African and teach them salsa merengue, and he would do 2 at a time in the rehearsals like number the thing.
Well, Mac taught me how to Latin.
Wow.
And then he used to have the other guys in the project, Buddy Cherry, Sam Harkness. He used to try to teach them how to Latin. And they used to be practicing in the living room.
Yeah. So
and then when he started meeting people from Harlem, like that's how he met John Hart, you know, who played for Mongo, you know, Mongo Santa Maria, and John Hart on his days off would play with us, you know. That's how he's on the albums.
Got you. How old do you think Dad was when he first picked up, like got into the drumming?
A teenager.
Well, you can ask him. Do you know any of his teachers' names, like dudes that taught him, Uncle Ronnie?
No.
Interesting.
No. Because when I came home from Vietnam, Mac was already with the poets. Because Liz used to say, he's going crazy. Because she didn't understand. She's writing me letters, your brother's going crazy. I said, what the hell you mean? He's into this, he's into that.
Yeah, especially when he was into the Yoruba stuff.
Right, she didn't know what Santo meant, and she didn't know, you know, so when I finally joined it too, I said, Liz, he's not going crazy. I said, he's in Yoruba. You know, he's Santo, he's going for priesthood. You know, I said, he's not crazy. I said, you can calm down, Mac's okay.
Yeah, Mac's all right. Yeah, exactly. Man, that's good stuff. Let's see this next one. This was him. Yeah, this is him in a show.
You see this picture right here?
Yeah.
That was taken at Stony Brook.
In New York?
Yeah, Stony Brook College.
I never knew.
Yeah, that was taken at Stony Brook.
Stony Brook, okay.
We did a what do you call it? A benefit. Benefit there. Yeah.
That's good to know. So I'm gonna make that note on the photo because I'm gonna use the previous photo a lot online, Uncle Ronnie.
Yeah.
This is when he was teaching. This was a rehearsal in North Carolina.
Oh, I thought that was New York.
No, that's North Carolina in the library, and this is me right here. He had me right there, man.
Yeah. Do you remember the night Mac passed, and we put the drum on the chair in the living room, and PD and our whole family was in the bedroom, and all of a sudden you just started hitting the beat, and then I picked up the kunkalo and started hitting the beat, and then I had Ayana hitting the beat, and everybody came running into the living room saying, who the fuck is playing?
Yeah.
When they saw it was me, you, and Ayana, everybody said, that's Mac. That's his spirit in us. That was his spirit coming down. You know, that was our tribute, our last tribute to him.
Indeed.
Yep.
Indeed.
Man, oh man. That's right. Best was part of the group too. We had Best playing one of the drums, Best Taylor.
Yeah.
But you already had an inkling of how to play the kunkalo and stuff.
Yeah. You know, he used to put me on the big bata.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, rehearsals. He wouldn't put me on none of the small ones. He'd get up and teach, you know, like yeah. This picture here is an example. He was teaching other kids, and he said Yende, like, and do you know, Uncle Ronnie, I remember that rhythm.
Yep.
I remember the big one was simply, you know, yeah.
Yep.
I remember all three, and that's the only bata rhythms I know. It has stayed with me because the big one was, I remember it went boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that was the middle one, I think.
Yeah.
Man, you got me.
I never forgot it.
I didn't know that, Uncle Ronnie.
I remember when he got those drums made. Those were handmade drums, the talking drums.
Yeah.
Cost him a lot of money.
I think Mom told me Dad sent the dimensions and everything to Gamba.
Uh-huh.
And they constructed those batas for him from his measurements. They were the first set ever made.
Do you know, hear what you just said? Mac's drums were the only ones in New York.
What?
At all the bimbes. Nobody else had them except for Mac. Because we used to go to all of Mercedes bimbes, and Mac was the only African talking drums that would be presented to play at the bimbes.
Really?
Yep.
Because Mom mentions Mercedes all the time.
Yeah.
And the
Mercedes.
bimbes, but
yep.
when Mac made Santo,
when Mac made Santo, you can't leave the mat for 7 days, except just to go to the bathroom. Not, other than that. So when I had to visit Mac when he was making Santo, you had to go visit him in the living room.
Wow.
Because Mac had to stay there 7 days. Then he,
But just the bath. Now that's a good tip. Not even to shower, Uncle?
Nah, you couldn't leave that mat for 7 days.
But he being all white.
Yeah. That's how I started wearing white, through Mac.
Right? Yeah. He was really serious about the religion. And for everybody that's watching this and you don't know, what my uncle is talking about, indeed, is the Yoruba religion.
Obatala.
Obatala. That was his religion name, right?
Yes. Well, I'm trying to think.
Or Obabi.
I was Oshun Ogun. Mac was Obatala, and I'm trying to think what else. He was Obatala and something else. I was Oshun Ogun.
And this is everybody at home. What my uncle is mentioning is the process of how to become Santo in this religion.
Yeah.
If you're interested, definitely look it up.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, Mom and Dad. They got married at the house in Goldsboro, North Carolina. That's Granny, of course. That's one of the promos.
That's a good picture. That's Omar, Alafia, and Mac.
The Alafia Pudim. Hey, who's the other guy, Uncle Ronnie?
That's Omar.
So that's Umar right there?
Yeah.
I talked to Umar like last month. We stay in touch every blue moon. Yeah, I got his number. He's on Facebook.
He's still in New York?
He is in, if I'm not mistaken, he's in Ohio, like Cleveland or Columbus, something like that.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Wow. I don't stay in touch with Abi Odun, but Abi Odun has a Facebook, but I keep in contact with Abi Odun's daughter.
What about Alafia?
Never did. He never stayed in touch with us at all. If I remember correctly from Mom, what she tells me, and I've researched it, he ended up trying to, starting to branch off and do his thing in Europe.
Oh, that was Kane.
Oh, that was Galen Kane?
That was Kane who tried to branch off.
Oh.
And remember I was telling you yesterday, he tried to say he was the original poets?
I remember. Yep, and then they had to
they were all one group.
Right.
But Kane never thought that it would catch on.
Yeah.
So once it caught on and he wasn't part of the group, he said, well, I'm gonna start my own group and say I'm the original.
Wow.
Because he made the album The Blue Gorilla. You don't remember that?
I remember researching it.
Yeah, he came out with an album called The Blue Gorilla.
And it confused people. And when
it confused a lot. People were
because everybody thought they were going to see Dad in them, and then they see this guy.
Right.
And that's when they took
That's when they filed that lawsuit.
Yep. Yeah. And the poets won. They said you can't use this name.
Yeah, you can't use the name of the last poets.
Yeah.
So there's Abi Odun.
Right. Yeah.
There's Alafia. This picture was taken on 126 off of Lenox.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Right around the corner from Sylvia's restaurant.
Really? Around the corner from Sylvia's?
This is right around the corner from Sylvia's.
126. And was it Lenox?
Off of Lenox.
Right. By Sylvia's. Okay, that's good to know. Never knew it. Never knew it. Where was that college? You said the other picture that I scrolled through.
Stony Brook.
Stony Brook. Okay.
Yeah, that was not a benefit, but what do you call it? Where they asked you to come out
Like
and
a fundraiser.
yeah.
Okay. Of course, that's the first album cover.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Uncle Ronnie, where was this taken at? Do you know?
That's the main one I'm talking about. This is the picture from 126th and Lenox.
Oh, okay. So both of these pictures were taken.
Yeah.
Got you.
And you see all the garbage.
And that's what I like about it. It's like so real.
It's telling the real story.
I love it, man. I love it. They didn't try to clean it up. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And of course,
this is the picture I took after we made Chastisement in Central Park.
So this is after Chastisement.
This was while we were making it. We went out.
Oh.
We started cutting the album at 5:30 in the morning. And then at 12, we had stopped and said, let's take a break. And we walked over to Central Park. This is 57th off of Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
And we said, let's take a picture.
Right.
And we took the picture, with Bess and John, and that's Russell, John Hart, Sam Harkness.
Sam with the sax.
Yeah.
Hey, Uncle Ronnie, Irene, she's still in touch on Facebook. Do you think she'd be good for me to reach out to? Did she really know Dad?
Oh, she really didn't know Mac. She just, through us hanging out and
right,
and having the what do you call it? The rehearsals in the apartment.
Got you.
Because she was pregnant at this point.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, because later on she brings the baby to the rehearsals.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah. Theater always family affair. You know what I want to ask you, going back to the Nalaja group, is that how Dad coined his album name? Like Nalaja?
No, that's not how. Not from them.
Okay.
No, he wouldn't even do that, knowing that they weren't for real.
They was doing that raggedy work.
Yeah, that's what I said. They weren't for real.
That's it. And that's him teaching, of course. That's
a nice picture.
Second.
This is Let me see.
This is Madness.
Yeah, this is Madness. Yeah.
This is Madness. And we have the original oil painting still at home, Uncle Ronnie.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
there's Omar.
Yeah.
Because Suleiman is on the last one. He's on Chastisement.
So this is Umar and this is Alafia?
Yes.
Gotcha.
And then on the last album cover, which Gina just sent to you,
right?
Here it is. That's Suleiman in the corner.
And you know what? I have Gina's picture, but I haven't loaded it yet. But I'm gonna add it to it, after we finish, and for the next people, I'm gonna add the pictures Gina sent. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop the sharing. Okay, good. So we're back here. Let me see. I have some, Uncle Ronnie, for the studio audience, as we call it. I'd love for everyone to know, like, your career, what you did, your background.
I did 20 years on the Rock, Rikers Island.
Rikers Island, wow.
I retired as a captain. And then from there, I went to legal aid as a criminal investigator. And I did 19 years with legal aid and retired from them.
Okay, and you've been retired how long?
Well, from correction, I've been retired 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
From legal aid, I retired in 2013.
Well,
now I get 100% disability from the military.
Yeah, you deserve it, man. Because you did Nam. You were in Vietnam.
I did 2 tours, 26 months, 14 days, and 5 hours in Vietnam.
Wow, man, that's a heck of a career, man. Congrats for just being able to sit home.
And I went through hell in Vietnam.
Really?
The racial shit was still going on. They tried to kill me at least. The white guys in my company tried to kill me at least 6 times.
What?
Set me up for ambushes. The racial shit was still going on. I couldn't take showers with my company. I had to walk all the way through the compound to take showers with the 173rd Airborne.
Mm-hmm.
They would. I mean, it's just unbelievable. That's why I got the 100% disability.
I did not know about the racial tensions.
Oh shit!
Even
Blacks lived in one barracks, whites lived in another. You know.
And y'all
Matter of
fighting
fact,
for the same country.
Huh?
Fighting for the same country.
Yes. Yes. That's why when they used to call them names, I wouldn't call them no gooks. They never called me a nigga.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that, Uncle Ronnie, that, you know, I knew you were non, but those kind of details, I didn't know.
Yeah, matter of fact, since nobody in the company was talking to me, the only people that used to eat lunch with me were the Vietnamese. They said, come over, can I sit with you, eat with you? I said, there's nobody sitting at your table. I said, you know why they ain't sitting with me. You know?
Yeah. Now, the Vietnamese, what were they doing? Like,
the major that was in charge of my section was a Ku Klux Klan hierarchy from Mobile.
Oh, whoa.
Every morning he would come in, morning nigga.
What?
You know, and the rest of the company would, and I was like, did you hear that? Well, he didn't call me that. Oh shit.
And that's the other brothers would just look away. Or the white guys.
I said to my replacement came in, which was an E7.
Yeah.
And when he came in this morning, I was showing my replacement what to do, and he was black, because they had to have one black in the company. Wow. It was me and him, the only two. So when this major called me a nigga, I said, did you hear what he said? And that's when he said to me, well, he didn't call me that, he called you. I said, man, you sitting right next to me.
Yeah.
I said, I already know where you're coming from.
Right.
A lot of the white guys used to come to me, Ron, we're your friend, but we don't want to be seen talking to you because we don't be putting the shit that you're going through. You know.
I feel you.
Yeah, and they would make some people exempt, sort of fucked up details would come around for me even.
Tension was going on.
I'm in the club, and they used to walk into the club and throw me the boxing gloves. Let's go outside. I said, man, but you're supposed to be my friend.
Yeah.
I don't want to kick your ass, and I would end up dusting them.
For real?
Yeah. 6'3", my friend named Mullins.
Yeah.
I said, Mullins, you're supposed to be my boy.
Yeah.
Still want to kick your ass.
That's it. But he was a big white dude.
6'3".
6'3".
I was 105. I was 130 pounds, 5'7", and I knocked his ass out.
Really?
And I should have busted his spleen. Yeah. But I would have probably got court-martialed for that. Because when I hit him and he went down, he dropped his arms, and I could have stepped inside of him.
Yeah.
And I said, nah, if I hit him that hard and make him shit, I might be busting his spleen. But I wanted to embarrass him. So I wanted for him to shit on himself.
Yeah.
When he went down.
That would have been a lesson. That would have been.
But it was still a lesson. Because they were calling seconds and thirds. I want him next. Well, I want him after you. And when I knocked the biggest one down, I said, okay, let's go. Nah, man, we ain't gonna fight you. That's all right. That's all right.
Man. So
but that was God. That was God looking out.
Yeah. I didn't know you went through all that. I mean, enough going to war, but even your own team.
Well, we had a Korean. We had an English-speaking Korean in each barracks, and the guys treated them the same way they did me. We ain't talking to this fucking dude, you know.
Yeah.
So me and him became tight, you know, because I'm like, they ain't talking to you either. Solid. That means you must be all right.
Interesting. Yeah, that's who you got to go to.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything else here that's good, because I got a lot of good stuff, Unc.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is it the tree?
Whatever happened to that young lady that used to work with Ann? Where I took her out to the disco out there one day, and her boyfriend caught up with me and pulled a gun on me.
Really? In Goldsboro?
Yeah.
Who used to work with Mom?
Yeah. I got her picture in the thing.
I faintly know who you're talking about. If Gina can send me the picture, I'll let you know who she is.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I wonder who that was.
And she was just showing me the disco. And when I was bringing her back, a dude was sitting on a pickup truck right before we went into her driveway. And she said, oh shit, there's my boyfriend. So I said, I'm not your boyfriend. You just showed me around Goldsboro.
Right.
She said, no, he put claim on me. I said, what the fuck you mean put claim on me? She said, we went out one time and he put claim on me. I never heard that shit before.
Hey, I've never heard it. Yeah.
So he boxed me in. When I pulled up into a driveway, he boxed me in and came out the car with a 38.
Yeah.
So I said, oh shit, my gun was in the living room in the house.
Right.
So I had to bluff him. I put my hand in my pocket.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
And I ran up to him. I said, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
He looked at the car and saw the New York plate. And he looked at her and she ran into the house. She left me out there in the dark.
Was it at her house?
It was at her house.
Wow, okay.
And when I pulled into her driveway, he pulled
behind you.
Pulled behind me and blocked me in and came out with the gun like this.
Yeah.
So that's when I said, I can't be a punk now. No. I gotta bluff him being New York slick.
That's it. That's it, man. Street smart. You had to be street smart.
Yeah. And that's why I didn't let him get comfortable. Yeah, I didn't let him get comfortable. I walked over with my hand in my pocket and said, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
What you gonna do? So he thought about it. He put the gun in his waistband, jumped back in the car, and he backed up. As soon as he backed up, I jumped in the middle.
Yeah.
I ran home and got my gun though. I ran back to the house, got my gun, and came back. I said, where's this motherfucker at now?
You were ready to, and that's that New York street smart. It's your whole life you've been through. I don't know if I would have thought that quick, Hunk.
Yeah, well, I had to, because it was so dark back there. Yeah. And when I got back to the house, I told Am what happened, and she said, God damn, I didn't know that country ass was like that.
Yeah. I'll find, hey, send me the picture and I'll find
I will.
out. Yeah.
I will, because she's standing out in front of my car. She took a picture, even leaning on my car. I had the 77 Cougar, that black and tan Cougar. 77
Cougar.
Yeah.
I'm going to look that up because I want to see what it looked like. I can Google the image.
Yeah, she worked with Am.
Did Dad ever talk with you about how he felt about being with the poets? Like how?
No.
Did he complain? Yeah.
No, he just was pissed at Suleiman. Because he said a lot of his poetry went Muslim. And that wasn't relating to the masses then.
Right.
Suleiman was alhamdulillah, this, alhamdulillah. And now Max said that wasn't relating to the masses, it's relating to what he just felt he wanted to portray, just like Alafi and them. It was portraying everybody black,
That's right. Not just the Muslim population. Tell me about,
and that was not one of the reasons they
split. Suleiman. Yeah, I remember his name.
Suleiman.
So, Uncle Ronnie, share about the loft. Because yesterday you mentioned that and how it connected to the movement. And for everybody that doesn't know and they're watching, the movement was like the civil rights movement.
It was a civil rights movement. They weren't hiring anybody blacks for the Harlem State Building that was being built. It was being handled by all Italians. And the movement was like, how come you're not hiring black-owned businesses and people to work on the site? And it's the Harlem State Building. Right. It's not Giuseppe State Building. It's not O'Connell State Building. It's the Harlem State Building. And there's nobody black that's working on it. So that's when the movement started. And every day Mac and others used to go protest, while that Harlem State Building was being built. And they would organize different, rallies and stuff. And finally, it did pay off. Finally they said, yeah, we have to hire some black firms to work on this, just like, Yeah. And when they had the loft on 116th and Lex, right next to the Metro North station, it was to raise money for that, because they used to charge $5 per head, and they used to throw, parties there. Because when I first got there, they were sanding the floor to make it so you can dance on it, because it was just a piece of shit floor. Yeah. It had bumps in it, and from the time.
Was it an apartment building?
It's in an apartment building. And it's like a whole apartment with the walls taken down.
But the parties were illegal parties, like where y'all were plugging in from like power from somewhere else?
No, it had power. The loft had power. Wow. It's just like a big empty space. That's why it's a loft.
Hey, y'all never got in trouble. Like, who owned it? Like, I'm trying to visualize.
But they paid rent. They paid rent to somebody.
Okay.
They had to rent that. They had to rent that.
And there was a lot of lofts there.
Right. You had Jose Feliciano, part of the group. You had
Gotcha.
J.J. Walker was part of the group. Because in one interview, J.J. Walker talks about it. He said,
Yeah.
I know most people don't know. I was part of the Poets at one time. You know,
Yeah. J.J.
because
Walker.
I didn't even know until he had said that, you know,
And so
about
they
J.J.
use
Walker
the
from Good
money.
Times.
No, yeah. J.J.
Mhm.
Walker.
Yeah, from Good Times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dynamite.
So he used to like be at the loft parties too and everything.
Yes, yes.
For
Because they
everybody
used to
out there,
hang
we're
out
talking
there.
about Jimmy Walker from the
Yes,
show Good Times.
right.
Yeah,
When there wasn't
JJ.
parties, everybody used to just hang there. You know, hang
Wow.
around, having a beer or just talking shit,
Mhm.
smoking a J.
Yeah, of course. And the money raised at the parties went to the movement some kind of
Went to the
way.
movement, yes. Yeah.
What's an example like of something the money supported in the movement, Unc?
Oh God.
Like just
Maybe
one thing.
food for people that stood
Hmm.
outside,
Yeah,
drinks, water for people who
gotcha.
showed up.
Hmm.
Um, Stuff like that, you know, because it'd be
Okay.
summertime and
Right,
everybody's
right.
out there protesting. You know, I'm thirsty, so here you go. Here's water. You know, here's
Yeah,
some soda, coffee, donuts.
that's good. I
Yeah,
understand now. Yeah.
yeah.
Did you and Dad ever have big disagreements?
Only
You know,
when
like,
I put uh stuff in his cigarettes, the exploding cigarettes.
are you serious? So you had jokes.
It's always a joke.
Really?
That's
Get
the
out of here.
only time.
Oh, so
And he would say, "Man, you know how much that cigarette cost me?"
yeah. That's the one thing that comes to mind, like the biggest disagreements you had as siblings.
Yeah,
You playing jokes.
yeah. I would put fake beer in the refrigerator for him.
Yeah, fake beer.
Yeah,
Oh man. Oh, so you was clowning.
yeah, yeah.
Do you remember like like when he decided to leave the Poets? I know Mom tells me because we were gonna move down to North Carolina because
Uh-huh.
Granddaddy passed and all. Do you remember him in school? Mom tells me he dropped out in like 10th grade.
Yeah, he went to food trade.
He went to food trade.
Yeah, when he dropped, matter of fact, he originally dropped out and then he went to food trade and continued. The
Mm,
food trade was on a boat, docked on the pier on
okay.
23rd Street. You know,
Okay.
that was because he was supposed to be training to be a cook on a ship.
Yeah.
You know, because we had two uncles who
Mm-hmm.
were doing that, BC and Turkey. They were cooks on the ships, and that's what they were training the kids to be, cooks on ships. You know, so
Did he finish?
nah. He
Okay.
finally said, "Man, fuck that. I
Yeah.
don't want to be no damn cook." But he started, you know, and even Ernest Jr. had dropped out by that time too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, he never finished. I was the first person to get a high school education out of our
Wow.
immediate family.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I didn't know
Yana
that.
became the first one to get a 4-year degree.
To get the
And then
degree.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
was it Colette, then you? No, it was you,
No, it was
then
me.
Colette.
Colette, she went, I think, for like a year, and in college
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't
So
for
after
her.
Yana, it was you.
Yeah. What's the let me see. I'll get to the, let me just make sure I'm not missing nothing or my wife will beat me up because she
Uh-huh.
helped me come up with questions and she's good.
How old is she now?
My my wife?
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm 46. She must be 42.
Oh,
42.
okay. She's
We're
young.
4 years. Yeah, young. The
Yeah.
kids, Yasin, my son is 9, and then Norda is 7. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're in the living room. They playing around and stuff. I'm gonna
Julian
have
will
them
be
come.
22 Friday.
Who is this?
Julian, he'll be
Man,
22 Friday.
Julian 22?
Yeah.
Man,
His birthday's Friday.
where does that time go, man?
You telling me?
Yeah. Let me see. How when I don't think that's really did it. So that, you know, one question my wife had was, did he have any other interests? But I guess culinary.
Who, me?
Dad.
Oh, it was culinary, yeah.
Culinary would have been like,
he continued to cook on his own, you know, and then they
but he liked cooking.
get up on Saturdays and make them hamburgers.
Yeah.
He said, you want to learn how to cook?
Yeah.
Make us a hamburger in the morning.
Yeah, for real. And he was the older brother, so he had to get the hard time.
Oh, God.
Look, I'm up here squinting. Wait a minute, let me see this.
I know, I wear reading glasses now.
Man, I have to have them. Let's see, talk about, did you, okay, we got that. How did you find, do you remember finding out, like, when he got sick, Uncle Ronnie, like the time when he started having the effects of the tumor? That's one question.
Well, like I said, that day I was at work. I didn't know he was sick before that.
Really?
And I just felt in my chest, and I called him straight up. I said, Mac, are you all right?
Yeah.
It was something that just hit me.
Yeah.
And when you're close to somebody, that happens.
Yeah.
You know, you can feel when they're sick, if they're gonna, and it just hit me. And all of a sudden I said, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I said, let me call him immediately.
Yeah.
And he said, no, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. And then the next call I got is when he walked into the wall.
And
I
that's
said,
when he started first showing the effects of the
right,
tumor.
Right. And when I called him, I said, Mac, you didn't see the wall? And when he said no, that's when I said, let me get in the car.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I said, let me head on down south. Because he was trying to hold it from me.
Yeah.
That he really couldn't see.
Right.
You know, and that was because
did y'all stay in touch a lot while he was in North Carolina? Were y'all still tight?
Yeah, well, I used to bring my guns down. That was the first time Mac shot a gun, when I used to bring my guns down. And he took us out somewhere, one of his co-workers who had property.
Yeah, because he took me hunting one time. I remember he used to like hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, hunting.
Yeah.
And the last question, Unc, it's if you knew that Dad was gonna drop by your house tomorrow and visit, what would your ideal day look like? Like, if you knew you'd see him tomorrow, like, what would your best day be like for him? Or for you?
Make him some gumbo, make him some crab gumbo with filet. We would get the drums and go out to the park. I would take him shooting. And just mainly take him first to the family. Yeah. To our different families that are spread out in the different boroughs.
Yeah.
Guess who I'm with? Mac. You know?
Yeah. Would there be anything you would like? Is there anything you regret, like a moment in your life with him? Something you would want to apologize for and say, "Hey, look, I know it don't matter, but when I did this, you know, my bad." Something, because I go through that a lot with people every day.
Everything I did with Mac was on. You know, was on. Yeah. Let's
go. Thanks, Uncle Ryan. Look, I'm gonna stop the record, but we could chat a bit because I want the kids to see you.
Yeah, same here. I want to see little people.
Yeah, man. Thanks for sharing, Uncle. The information's invaluable. What you remember.
You know, there was never a day that I regretted Mac being my brother. Never. Yeah. Never. You know, if we got into a fight, it's because I pulled a joke on him or something.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
So
I knew why he was
over quick.
Yeah, I knew why he was kicking my butt off.
And that's the sibling stuff. Yeah. Over quick.
Because in the Boy Scouts, because it was cold, I used to put my feet near the fires. I didn't know it would melt my shoes. Yeah. So it melted my shoes, and they looked like I had on Arabian shoes. Yeah. So Mac would bring his friends up our house. He said, "Ron, come here. I said, what do you want?" He was pointing down to my shoes and having his friends laugh, and then he was like, "Let's go." So bring me up the house just to laugh at me.
That's crazy. That's good. But it's good. That's good to know that y'all were just tight like that, man.
Yeah.
And I can understand why.
Yeah. Because even the stereo equipment that you have, Mac was supposed to pay me, but I said, nah, I don't need the money from Mac, you know.
And I remember the reel-to-reels, the old
Yeah,
speakers.
reel
I
to
remember
reel,
them in the
high
garage.
reel to reel, and the speakers and the turntable. I have the matching set.
Mm-hmm.
Still have it. It's in my garage.
That's all right. It's good you kept up with it, man. Those are
Yeah.
they're
Does
good
he
to
still have the set?
Huh?
Do you still have the stereo set there, or you got rid of it?
No, we got rid of it. Like, I think because I was too young and mom didn't really know electronics.
Right.
She either gave it away to someone who said
Yeah.
they could fix it, something like that.
Yeah, because it had
But
a
I do have the
amplifier.
batas.
Huh?
I still got the batas. I knew not to get rid of those.
Yeah.
I want to
yeah.
get them refinished and redone.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
If you need help paying for that, let me know.
Thank you, man. I will, because I might call Gamba since they're original, but I want to get them refinished and done right. Send them to the company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Uncle Ronnie.
He used to put his own. He used to do the skins on these by himself.
And it's good to know how to do the construction yourself.
Yeah, he used to do the skins on those.
He was crafty. I remember the stuff he used to make for the religion,
like tuning
work.
Oh man.
Yeah, he was crafty.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Uncle Ronnie. I'm a click stop.
Yeah, now I want to see the little people.
Yeah. All right, man. Hold on. Let me click this for the studio audience.